My favorite thing about being married is culture shock has been real to me. It can feel a little bit lonely, and the other difficult thing I would say is that's been the biggest life change. I don't even know if I'm gonna upload this, so if I end up uploading this, it's probably because Pranav encouraged me to. Hey guys, welcome to another vlog. This vlog's gonna be a little bit different. It's gonna be more of a sit down chatty kind of video. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys prefer. If you do enjoy our videos, please like and subscribe. It would mean so much to us. Some of you may know that I made the big move from Indonesia to the UK after getting married a couple months ago. I guess I just wanted to talk about moving halfway across the world because I think that that's been the biggest life change that I've been through. I know many of you have also moved away from home and you guys have experienced something like this too. For me, this is my first time moving so far away from home. So it's not actually my first time moving away from home because I did move to Singapore for university and for work, and I lived there for 6 years, and I moved away from family and friends and did the whole transition thing. But as you guys know, Singapore from where I live is only 2 hours away by flight, whereas the UK is like a 17-hour flight. I have to say though, being married is probably my most favorite season of my life at the moment. And my favorite thing about being married is just to constantly have a spiritual partner. To go through life with a partner, I think, is one of God's greatest gifts. I feel grateful for Pranav. He's been such an amazing person. He has made this transition probably easier than it would have been if I had done it alone. Not that leaving family and friends has been easy, but Pranav has made this easiest possible, and I feel so grateful for that. My family, my close friends are all in Indonesia. Basically moved for a boy, you guys. Definitely one of the hardest things is leaving family and friends behind. I genuinely feel grateful for technology, and I feel grateful to be living in this day and age, to be able to communicate with them constantly. And I think what helps is definitely having a trip booked, either their trip or my trip booked to go back and visit. And the other difficult thing I would say is probably making friends, just because there is no context. I think moving for university or moving for work can be a little bit easier. I know it's not fair for me to compare, but in my personal experience, I think moving for university is easier because there is context for you to make friends, whereas moving after getting married is a little bit more difficult because there is no context. And then I think culture was a massive thing for me because I'd never come to the UK before. The first time coming to the UK, that was a big move. Culture shock has been real to me. One of the hardest things has definitely been trying to understand people and trying to understand what they're trying to say. They have an amazing accents. Like, I love the British accent, but at the same time there are some people who have like really strong British or like Irish, Scottish accents that is very difficult to understand. I think the culture differences as well, not that one is better than the other, but I think living in Indonesia for so long, I'm able to tell the differences between the two countries. And one of the big things is that people are more individualistic here. There's nothing wrong with that, but at the same time, it's just more difficult, I would say, to make friends. I think in Indonesia it's easy to make friends because people are constantly making the initiative to get to know you and to contact you and to just hang out with you and to be the one to initiate to hang out with you. But in the UK it's a little bit different. Personally, like, we would have to make more initiative to hang out with people and to talk to people. It's perfectly fine. I know, like, that's just culture. I guess I'm just learning to navigate that, but in that sense it can feel a little bit lonely, and I have to admit making the big change and transitioning can be a little bit lonely. But in any transition that you go through, whether it may be having a child, getting married, moving halfway across the world, moving to university, starting a new business, starting a new job, any transition that you go through, I feel like there will always be bits of loneliness that you face, and I feel so grateful to be in this season of my life. But the transition into a new chapter, into something new, can always feel lonely. Not in the sense that you're alone or you don't have anyone around you, but the change and the process of transitioning can be lonely, and I felt that, and that's okay. That's a part of transitioning. That's a part of the process. There is something that comforts me in this loneliness. I would love to share that, if that's okay. It's a verse from the Bible. It's in the book of Luke. The verse says, "But Jesus often withdrew to lonely places and prayed." And this is mentioned a couple of times in the Gospels, that Jesus withdrew to lonely places and he prayed. So whenever he would want to spend time with God, or he would want to meditate, he would want to pray, he often withdrew to lonely places. I can imagine he would need to withdraw to places where there were no people, because he was constantly surrounded with people. He loved people, he was healing people, he was encouraging people, he was comforting people. He was constantly around his disciples, constantly around people. So I can imagine he would need to withdraw to places where it was a little bit more deserted. But what if it wasn't just a physical place? What if, when the Bible mentions that Jesus withdraws to lonely places, what if it's a state of loneliness? Because I can imagine that Jesus felt lonely. Yes, he was God, but at the same time, he was around people that didn't really fully understand him. He was around people that questioned him, he was around people that persecuted him, and he was around people that underestimated him and never tried to really understand, or even if they did, they couldn't really grasp the wisdom that Jesus had. And so what if it was a state of loneliness? And so this comforts me, because when we're feeling lonely, God knows how it feels to be lonely and to feel lonely. I think what is so encouraging is that when Jesus withdrew to lonely places, he prayed. He spent time with God, he communicated with God. Why did Jesus have to pray? That's probably a theological question for another YouTube video. I will not try to explain. But I think Jesus needed to resort to lonely places, to go into that lonely place, to really connect with God and to be with God. Maybe not to connect with God in the way that we need to connect with God, but I feel like that scripture encourages me to go to that lonely place, to go to the place where I feel most alone, and to know that God has felt that way too. God knows what it feels like, and God knows more than anyone else in this world how to comfort me in that. And I think that's just so valuable and something no one else can give you. And so that's what I've been trying to embrace the loneliness I feel at times, and to really use that to connect with God and to dive in deep with God. The best part is I can ask for comforting, and so I feel so grateful because God has done so many miracles already in our lives, and he has given us a group of people in Oxford in this transition. God knows how I feel, and God has been there, and he is able to provide what we cannot provide for ourselves. I don't mean to be preachy. I guess I just wanted to share how that feels and how the transition has been so far. And I guess I just wanted to say as well, if any of you are going through a transition and a big change in your life, or a small change in your life, know that you are not alone. Know that even in the bits of loneliness and, you know, the things you can't navigate, or the things that other people can't fulfill in your life, God knows how you feel. God knows how that feels. And maybe this is an opportunity for you to connect to him. Maybe it's an opportunity for you to embrace that loneliness and use it to really dive in deep in your connection with God. And yeah, hopefully that is helpful. If you did enjoy this video, please like and subscribe. And if you do enjoy more chatty videos, or you enjoy more travel vlogs, or some of our other videos and vlogs, please comment down below. We would love to hear from you. Also, if you're in Oxford, feel free to reach out to me. I would love to get to know you. We would love to get to know you, and we'd love to spend time together and just, you know, hang out with each other. So thank you guys for watching. Really grateful for all the support that's been on YouTube lately. Thank you for all the love, and I just feel so grateful to have you guys as a community, to have you guys as, you know, a community that we can share anything and everything with. Thank you guys, and we love you guys so much, and we'll see you in the next video.